All right, former Detroit Lion, defensive lineman, interior lineman to be exact, A'Shawn Robinson spoke on Matt Patricia after he got fired, and he broke some amazing news. Well, I won't say amazing, but some shocking news on Matt Patricia and what he told him and why pretty much he left Detroit. And if you remember, if my memory serves me correctly, I think he was drafted by Bob Quinn. All right, for Bob Quinn to bring in somebody like Matt Patricia, they had some bad chemistry on some players that they liked and, didn't like. You look at Quadre Diggs. Bob signed him to a contract extension. Matt Patricia didn't like him, traded him, I think Martin Mayhew brought Glover Quinn in, but he was cool under Jim Caldwell, and Bob Quinn didn't release him. Guess what? Your boy come in, Matt Patricia, don't like him. All right. Then you continue on. Just look at players. Darius Slay been here doing it a long time. Didn't like him. But hey, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. If you want to make a donation to the channel, best way to help me out is share the video, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. And also follow me on Sportscastr for all my live streams that I do in the world. The link's in the description. Create a profile. It's 100% free. And he basically said, A'Shawn Robinson Twitter, told me you will take my career away from me, but I guess they have other plans for you. See, that's the type of stuff I don't like. In all this stuff, you had a few people. You had one guy kind of speak out on Matt Patricia, and that was Zach Zenner. And then he kind of retracted his words a little bit and said they misconstrued him. I think, the slot receiver Chase Billingsley had an issue with Bob Quinn and Rod Wood. I mean, you can go hit him up. I'm pretty sure he'd give you an interview of a two-piece. And that was his issue. But you don't hear, unless Stafford come out, you don't hear too many, you don't hear too many issues with, with white players. Okay. A'Shawn Robinson, Darius Slay, you can keep going on. And the black players he had a problem with, Quadre Diggs, Glover Quinn, and you got to ask yourself, he came from New England era. I think he was from that era. Was he racist? And I'm going to go ahead and say maybe so. Okay, you got to ask yourself that he wasn't doing this to the Ragnows or the Deckers of the world unless they came on and spoke out against him. Matt Patricia, it wasn't that he had an issue with social or communication with people. He didn't like black people. Straight up and down. And at the end of the day, Bob Quinn brought him here, so he had to be fired. Now, had Bob Quinn drafted better, then maybe he could have saved his job. But to tell a guy I'm going to take your career away and tell another guy stop sucking this man dick, and just some of the other off-the-wall stuff that he said. And it's probably more to come. I'm going to take your career away from you. At the end of the day, this dude was a second-round draft pick. And what's so funny about it is we all know Bill Belichick and Nick Saban is close. I think they coached on the Cleveland Brown or, whatever coaching staff they was on. And also they had those from the Bill Belichick, not the Bill Belichick tree, but the Bill Parcells tree. And, while a lot of people had a lot of praise and hope for A'Shawn Robinson, is because, in the Jim Caldwell system, it was more about, just like Jim Schwartz, penetrating and get up the field. He a guy that was a space eater. He was a guy that was supposed to play good in Matt Patricia's scheme because guess what? He played good in Nick Saban. That's the same scheme. He came from Alabama and kind of explained why he didn't really get off in Detroit. Now we see why. You go back to Damon Harrison, another guy that had problems with Matt Patricia. And he was trying to play him at the 3 technique. Anybody know anything about 3 technique? Just think about the guys that played the 3 technique over the years. Gerald McCoy, Warren Sapp. Anybody in that Tampa 2, 3 technique are agile guys who penetrate and get up the field and get sacks. You asking Damon Harrison, not 21, not 22. You asking 30-something-year-old Damon Harrison, who then came from a run-stopping system, who done been nose tackle, who done just been that Danny Shelton, Hanodi, not a type of guy. You trying to ask him to come in and be agile like Warren Sapp or Gerald McCoy, or shit, even in Ndamukong Suh, or Sean Rogers, even though Sean Rogers is a big fella, he was agile. And you come and ask almost 400 pound, and I say that jokingly, Damon Snacks Harrison to play that position. And then you pay him knowing he's not happy playing that position. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And you tell this dude his career over with, you don't play. Who says that to a guy that you're going to need? Now, Matt Patricia might have a different side. I say that to motivate him. Or I said that because he wasn't playing well. Or I said that because I didn't want him back here. You know, and Ashawn Robinson didn't light it up in Detroit. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But you thought a guy that's going to play a system that's pretty much, that's pretty much in his wheelhouse, he going to do good in. I see why he didn't do good in Jim Caldwell's system, or Terrell Austin defense, or, even if you go back, he wasn't here, but Jim Short's defense in Maryland, he's not a penetrator. He's a guy that's going to stop the run and take up space. And there you go with another terrible draft pick by Bob Quinn. You would think like, okay, Bob Quinn can kind of, redeem himself with Matt Patricia coming in. Ashawn Robinson should stick out and be able to be a run stopper. Nope. Even worse than coming from Jim Caldwell and Terrell Austin system where they asked him to do something he wasn't good at. Jim Caldwell, Bob Quinn is drafting guys that don't fit the system. That don't fit the system. Straight up and down. That's what it is. And the guys that he had success with, he didn't really draft them other than Galladay and maybe a few other guys. Marvin Jones, he brought him here via free agent. Quadre Diggs was doing good. That was somebody else player. Darius Slay, that was somebody else player. They lost Ndamukong Suh. Jared Davis, that was somebody else player. A lot of these guys are other people's players. And they're not here for a lot of money. He's sitting here spending all that money on Trufant, Coleman. He spent an asset on Jeff Okudah. We can live without him. The money you paid Coleman and Trufant, you could have gave that to Darius Slay. Real talk. Keep looking. Trey Flowers, garbage. Y'all just trying to make me conform and say he was going to be good. Garbage. Romeo Cora, I think he was here before Matt Patricia got here. I could be wrong. You just go ahead and just look at the players. He paid Big V all that money. Bob Quinn, injured. Come on, man. It took them years to start Terrell Crosby. You started Terrell Crosby and slide Big V in the inside. Why you didn't do that with Rick Wagner? Maybe you could have saved Matt Patricia. Maybe you could have saved Matthew Stafford last year. And when these organizations get in trouble when they are forced to pay players that they paid, but they don't deserve to start. I say it again. Organizations like this, and the Lions in particular I'm talking about, and other ones who force players to play and they didn't earn a job because they paid them. Okudah, he a high draft pick. Justin Coleman, Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins, Jared Davis, or a high draft pick, Tavai. All these dudes playing, they don't deserve to play. They ain't shit. Guys that I can't say deserve to play, I ain't mad at Danny Shelton. He ain't get paid a lot of money. I ain't mad at John Panensi defensively wise. Really good player. But then again, when you holding grudges against everybody, you got to understand probably like 80%, 90% of the team is black. As far as the players, then you might have a few black positional coaches, right? And my issue is this, man. Once you alienate and you saying things like this to Ashawn Robinson, you saying this to Darius Slay, imagine who else he could have said something to. He had cussed out. It was a story. He cussed out Kerryon Johnson because he didn't know when Ford Field was built in rookie camp. And I forget who told this story. He said whoever told the story said he took it good. He said he took it good. He said it didn't really faze him, but then again, he alienated himself. I'm not about to run through a wall, for a racist or a guy that don't know what he's talking about. And it's just straight up and down. This is just pure disrespectful. And you can just see why guys was running to get out of here. It's one thing to play for an organization that's been sucking since the Ford bought the Lions for $4.5 million. I get it. I truly do. But then again, to come there to bust your ass, to lose for a prick and a racist and a stupid GM who don't really know how to draft. Come on, I know Matthew Stafford been down a lot just a little bit since they got here. But hey, let me know what you guys think. I seen this on Detroit Sports World a Facebook page. Shout out to him and his YouTube page. Don't forget you can make a donation. Cash App CJ Good 313 in the description. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate. Share the video. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All my social media links in the description. Once again, you can also help donate by following me on Sportscastr, link description, and Goodfellas Sports TV right here on YouTube. One time for the one time. We go.